New server just dropped. Glast Heim Vigil opened today, June 25th, and everybody's buzzing about a fresh start. But what if I told you that fresh start is actually the most expensive mistake a busy gamer can make right now? I'm the Wandering Frog, where we find the real fun in gaming. And look, I get why you're tempted. A new server feels like a fresh canvas. No whales, no market inflation, just you and the open world. But here's the part most people probably missed. The fun of Ragnarok isn't in the starting, it's in the playing, it's in the guild chats, the dungeon runs, the chaos. When you jump to a new server, you're not finding new fun. You're just pressing reset on the stuff you've already done. Just a disclaimer, the following points are just my opinion as a veteran player since the launch of Ragnarok Origin Global and ROOC. Based on my experience, jumping servers doesn't do much if you're a low to mid spender. In fact, it might hurt you more if you start over again. I've done this loop before. You grind the same story quests, you talk to the same NPCs, you kill the same pourings. The first day, yeah, it's nostalgic. But by day 3, when you're staring down the barrel of that same daily grind you just escaped on your main, the fun evaporates. You're not saving time by starting fresh. You're spending hours rebuying your own time. Why would you trade your limited gaming hours for a replay of content you already cleared? We don't stay loyal to one build forever around here, but we also don't play the same game twice just for the sake of it. Fresh servers don't change the reality. You're actually making the game harder for real new players. Think about it. Every time a new server opens, a lot of veteran players jump in because they want a fresh start. The problem is that those fresh starts aren't really fresh. We already know the game. We know the best classes, the best progression routes, what to spend on, what to avoid, and how to maximize every resource. A real new player doesn't have that knowledge. I get why people get excited about fresh servers. Everybody wants that feeling of starting from zero together. But until when? As long as the game keeps getting new players, the devs will keep creating new servers because that's simply good business for them. And if you're F2P or a low spender, don't expect a fresh server to suddenly make you a top player. That's not how these games work. There will always be players willing to spend more to stay ahead. That's their choice, and honestly, let them enjoy the rewards of the money they invested. If your goal is simply to experience the launch rush again, then go for it. Have fun, but if your goal is to become more competitive in PvP, I don't think a fresh server changes much. Sooner or later, the same thing happens. The whales pull ahead, catch-up mechanics get introduced, and everyone slowly closes the gap. In the end, you often realize you just reset months of progress and spent time and money getting back to where you already were. Build on existing progress instead of starting over. This is probably the biggest reason why I don't recommend re-rolling for most players. Let's say you've already spent months building your character. Maybe you've made some mistakes. Maybe your progression wasn't perfect. Maybe you've spent a little money here and there. The important thing is you've already built something. Ragnarok Origin Classic is still a pay-to-win game, but compared to the global version, it's much friendlier when it comes to catching up. Because of that, putting a little more investment into your existing account usually gives better value than abandoning everything and starting over. A lot of players look at their account and only see what's missing. They don't look at everything they've already accumulated: the cards, costumes, progression materials, account unlocks, achievements, event rewards. Those things add up over time. Starting over means rebuilding all of that again. And trust me, the excitement of a new server wears off much faster when you realize you're grinding the exact same content all over again. Talk about grinding. Don't let those monster research points you've accumulated to waste. Instead of starting over and spend more, why not invest on a platform that saves you more time and money but delivers progression and unfair advantage in terms of grinding? LDCLOUD offers 24/7 AFK farming that's perfect for busy gamers like you. Grinding here is much faster than offline farming because you need a party for faster monster research progress. And if you still opt to create an account in new server, LDCLOUD also offers multi-clients if you want to test if the grass is greener there without leaving your current server entirely. The best part? You can try this almost for free by using my link in the description. They are also giving away rewards to claim your free VIP. Head to the description for more details. Cross-server matchmaking makes server age less important. One thing many people forget is that we're not living in the old MMORPG days anymore where your server was your entire world. With cross-server content, you're eventually going to face players from other servers anyway. Let's say you move to a newer server because you think you'll be more competitive there. What happens when cross-server matchmaking kicks in? You're suddenly fighting players from older servers again. Unless you're a super spender, the reality doesn't change much. I have a friend who started on Pay on 4. Recently, we compared our DP and he was still around 50,000 behind me despite being on a newer server. That's why I only partially agree when people say old servers are impossible to catch up to. Yes, older servers have advantages, they've had more time to accumulate resources. That's obvious, but the game constantly introduces catch-up mechanics because the developers want newer players to remain engaged. Eventually, the gap becomes much smaller than people think. Fixing your mistakes is usually cheaper. I see this argument all the time. Hey Froggy, I messed up my account. Maybe they bought the wrong progression items. Maybe they upgraded the wrong things. Maybe they followed bad advice early on. My answer is usually the same. It's often cheaper to fix the account than replace it. If you know what the correct progression path is now, then focus on that. Buy the right passes, use your gold coins wisely, prioritize the upgrades that matter. Because here's the thing, the game already has a lot of reset feature. Make sure you maximize it. If you start on a new server, you're not magically becoming a perfect player. You're still going to spend resources. You're still going to spend money. If you're a spender, you're still going to compete against players who spend. The difference is that now you're doing all of that from scratch. Sometimes players underestimate how much value already exists in their current account. Even an account with mistakes often has months of accumulated progress that's expensive to rebuild. Your time has value too. At the end of the day, nobody is forcing you to stay or move. If creating a new character sounds fun, then by all means, do it. Games are supposed to be enjoyable, but before you hit that create character button, ask yourself why you're doing it. If it's because you genuinely enjoy fresh starts, that's completely fine. If it's because you think it'll solve all your progression problems, I think you'll be disappointed. Because if you spend the same amount of money and put in the same amount of effort, you'll probably end up in a very similar position months later. Personally, I'm all about saving time. Most of us aren't students anymore. We have work, families, responsibilities, and limited gaming hours. That's why I prefer building on what I've already invested rather than constantly starting over. Your account isn't just a collection of stats, it's also the time you've already put into the game, and for me, that's worth a lot. So there you have it guys. Again, this is just my opinion based on my experience playing Ragnarok Origin from the global launch all the way to Ragnarok Origin Classic. I'm not saying I'm 100% right, and I'm definitely not telling you how you should play the game. At the end of the day, it's your account, your money, and your time. If you're someone who enjoys fresh starts, meeting new people, racing through the early levels, and experiencing that launch day excitement again, then by all means, go for it. Games are meant to be enjoyed, and if that's what makes the game fun for you, then nobody should stop you. But if you're asking me purely from a progression standpoint, especially as an F2P, low spender, or even a mid spender, I personally don't see a huge advantage in constantly jumping to newer servers. From what I've seen, most players eventually end up in a very similar position. The whales will continue to whale, the catch-up systems will continue to be introduced, and the gap will slowly become more manageable over time. What many players don't realize is that progress isn't just about your DP. It's the cards you've collected, the costumes you've unlocked, the resources you've saved, the events you've participated in, and all the small gains you've accumulated over months of playing. Those things have value. Sometimes we're so focused on what we don't have that we forget how much we've already built. For me, the older I get, the more I value my time. Money can be earned back, resources can be farmed again, but the hours you've already invested into your character are something you can never recover. That's why I always lean towards improving what I already have rather than starting over unless I genuinely want a fresh experience. But hey, that's just me. Maybe your goals are different. Maybe you have a different way of enjoying the game, and that's perfectly fine too. Let me know what you think in the comments. Are you planning to stay on your current server, or are you moving to a fresh one? I'd love to hear your perspective because there are valid arguments on both sides. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with your guildmates and friends who are still deciding whether they should jump servers or stay where they are. Until next time, this is your gaming channel where we find the real fun in gaming. See you in the next one.